Let's dive into getting you paid for going to vote. I want you to know that depending upon the state that you're in, you could be paid to go vote, right? So you should still be getting paid, guaranteed time off to go and do that. So let's look at the states. So getting time off to vote is based where you live and work. Here are 28 states guaranteeing time off. Let's take a look at this. Now, because Election Day isn't a U.S. holiday, many American adults are at work on the Tuesday following the first Monday of November, the day designated for federal, state, and local general elections. But 28 states and several thousand companies guarantee workers time off to vote. Without a federal law guaranteeing voting leave, some workers may take a financial hit if they need to leave work to cast their ballots, depending on the state in which they live and work. Making Election Day a federal holiday has been proposed multiple times, with the most recent measure introduced earlier this year. Now let's go down and see, why is Election Day, this is a little tidbit, on a Tuesday in the first place? Well, did you know that Americans continue to vote based largely on the needs of the 19th century farmers? Check this out. As Bloomberg's Claire Sudaf noted, Election Day lands on the day deemed most convenient for those legally allowed to vote in 1845. This was white men. As the most common occupation 179 years ago was farming, and many attended church on Sunday, but also needed a full day to ride into town to vote. Congress went with the Tuesday after the first Monday in November, when most planting and harvesting was done. Isn't that interesting? These days, many working Americans are at their jobs on Election Day, while their children have the day off from schools that double as polling sites, often leaving parents scrambling for childcare. So now we have these leave laws. They're called leave laws. Let's look at the states. So here is a list from Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas, California, Colorado, Georgia, Illinois, Iowa, Kansas, Kentucky, Maryland, Massachusetts. This is for my folks that like to listen to audio. So if you're wondering why I'm reading, this is why. And Massachusetts, Minnesota, Missouri, Nebraska, Nevada, New Mexico, New York, Ohio, Oklahoma, South Dakota, Tennessee, Texas, Utah, West Virginia, Wisconsin, and Wyoming. Now, do companies have to give employees time off to vote? Without a federal law, voting leave is based on state regulations, but corporate America has also weighed in. More than 2,020 companies have signed on to, it's called Time to Vote. This is a nonpartisan, business-led initiative launched in 2018 by Levi Strauss. How many of you have a pair of Levi jeans? By Levi Strauss, Patagonia, and PayPal to increase participation in elections by committing to giving their workers a schedule that allows them to vote. I think that's great. This year, IKEA is for the first time offering up 2 hours of paid time off to vote on Election Day. Any coworker who works more than 20 hours per week qualifies for this benefit. Now, take your time, see if your state is on there. Take your time to go and vote. Know that you should have time off to vote and it should be paid. Check and see if your state is on there. Let me know in the comments.